Welcome to Into the Evidence. Each episode, we unpack a real investigation, step by step, and show how the clues connect. Special thanks to Ms. Razia Babai for making this series possible.
Welcome to our podcast session where we're diving into the intricate world of electronic investigations and their ethical dimensions.
I'm excited to get into this. It's such a fascinating blend of tech, ethics, and security.
Right, so starting off, e-investigations are all about probing, analyzing, and interpreting digital data to uncover potential evidence. And that's incredibly crucial in our digital era.
Yep, I'm with you. Absolutely. It covers everything from digital forensics to cybersecurity incident response. There's so much ground to cover in just one field, wouldn't you say?
Indeed, it's like diving into a digital ocean. One needs the right tools and principles, especially when it comes to security incidents that arise from everything from accidental data leaks to complex attacks like phishing or ransomware.
And speaking of security incidents, it's interesting how they define these as events that violate or even threaten an organization's established security policies. What do you think is the most challenging part of managing these incidents?
Well, I believe it comes down to effective response, ensuring that all teams coordinate as the incident lifecycle unfolds. It's like a well-choreographed dance where every move counts.
Yeah, that's a neat analogy. That's a vivid picture. Now, what about the ethical side of things? It seems that the whole process is underpinned by a strong code of ethics, like the ACM Code of Ethics.
Exactly. The ACM code really lays out the obligations to use our skills for the public good and ensure benefits for society. It's about those moral principles that guide how digital evidence is handled, confidentiality, integrity, accountability, and all that.
Right. Right. And it stresses the importance of professionalism. But I often wonder, don't you think sometimes that these ethical guidelines might be too idealistic given the pressure from various stakeholders?
That's a good point. It can indeed be a challenge balancing privacy rights with investigative needs. I mean, the ethics insist on protecting sensitive information and maintaining integrity, yet on the ground, there's pressure from law enforcement, corporate interests,
it's a tightrope
and
walk.
even suspects' rights.
Exactly, and adding to that mix, there's the concept of accountability. Investigators must be transparent about their actions, a sort of ethical check and balance mechanism.
Yes, and this accountability is central to building public trust. It makes sure every action in an investigation is above board and legally compliant.
True. Talking about compliance, the presentation also touched on IT professionalism, where technical expertise and ethical awareness, like continuous professional development and certifications, come into play.
Right. IT professionalism not only reflects the skills, but also the commitment to lifelong learning. Certifications like CISSP and CISA, for instance, validate one's competence and commitment to a high ethical standard.
Yeah, that's essential. And these certifications are really like a badge of honor that shows you're keeping pace with technological and legal advancements, right?
Exactly. It's like constantly refining your craft. And in this field, staying updated is non-negotiable because technology shifts so quickly.
Now, shifting gears a bit, what about the principles of secure design? There are several of them mentioned, like least privilege, fail-safe defaults, and complete mediation.
Yes, and they're fundamentally about creating systems that are inherently secure. The principle of least privilege, for example, is all about granting only minimal access necessary. It's like giving someone just enough keys for a room rather than the entire building.
Right, exactly. I love that analogy. simple yet effective. Then, fail-safe defaults imply that if something goes wrong, the system should securely deny access rather than leave open wounds, correct?
Yes, precisely. And then complete mediation requires that every request to access a resource is checked thoroughly. No shortcuts allowed.
That's essential. But sometimes I question whether these measures can slow down usability. Do you think it's a valid concern?
That's a reasonable critique. However, the idea behind usable security is to balance robust protection with practicality. It's meant to ensure users are not overwhelmed while still keeping their data secure.
Balance is key. And then there's the concept of defense in depth, layered security measures as opposed to relying on a single mechanism. It's a bit like having multiple locks on your door.
Exactly. It's about creating multiple hurdles for any potential threat. Think of it as a multi-layered immune system. You don't just rely on one type of cell to defend the body.
I really appreciate how these principles tie into everyday practices, like using vetted security components. It emphasizes relying on well-tested elements rather than reinventing the wheel every time, right?
Right on. Using components that have been thoroughly vetted helps minimize the risks and ensures end-to-end security, keeping data confidential and unaltered from start to finish.
Absolutely. And when you talk about economy of mechanism, it's really about keeping the design simple to reduce potential vulnerabilities, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. The simpler the mechanism, the smaller the attack surface. It's like simplifying a puzzle so there are fewer ways to mess it up.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. One thing I'd love to probe a bit further. How do you think ethical dilemmas, like balancing investigation needs with privacy, fit into these technical principles?
That's a great question. The ethical guidelines, like confidentiality and integrity, act as navigational beacons. When designing secure systems, we must integrate these ethical practices from the ground up, ensuring that even in the pursuit of evidence, privacy isn't undermined.
Well said. It sounds like there's a continuous interplay between technical design and ethical imperatives, each bolstering the other.
Absolutely. Every decision we make, from which components to use to how we implement access controls, must align with our ethical responsibilities. You see, this integration isn't just theoretical, it's practiced in real-world scenarios like malware disruption or even addressing dark UX patterns that can mislead users into costly mistakes.
That's quite relevant. And it's fascinating how these principles also extend to professional development, where ongoing training and awareness further cement these values.
Yes, continuous professional development isn't merely about technical skills. It's an ongoing commitment to ethics, legal requirements, and best practices. It's a journey of both self-improvement and learning from evolving challenges in the field.
Absolutely. One aspect that strikes me is the emphasis on collaboration. Whether it's working with law enforcement or other IT professionals, it's clear that no one works in isolation in these investigations, right?
Exactly. Collaboration is key. It's like constructing a mosaic where every expert's input creates a clearer picture of what happened. And it fosters an environment where ethical practices are continuously enforced and refined.
Right, I completely agree. So, to wrap it up, our discussion today really showcases that e-investigations are as much about ethical professional integrity as they are about technical prowess, wouldn't you say?
For sure. It's the fusion of digital investigative techniques with a steadfast ethical framework that not only protects sensitive information, but also builds public trust. That balance is what sustains the credibility of our digital systems.
Definitely. This has been an enlightening conversation. Thanks for navigating these challenging yet crucial topics with me today.
My pleasure. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and always strive for that ethical balance in every digital endeavor.
Yep, see you next time.